on September 16, 2026, I will be making my 6th trip to Mt Kailash in Tibet. This 18-day trip will begin from Lhasa, Tibet. We will be picked up from the airport and taken to a very comfortable hotel where we will have the rest of the day to settle into this flat, safe, clean, and hospitable city. On the second and third days, we will tour, among other things, the Potala Palace, where the Dalai Lama once lived, and the Jokang, the most sacred temple in all of Tibet. Early on, you'll notice that you are welcome to participate as much as you like in Tibetan religious rituals. Here I am with a fellow traveler prostrating in front of the Jokang. On the 4th morning, we will travel for just a few hours to Samye, where the first monastery in Tibet was established in 779. And then the next day, we will drive for about an hour up to a lush green valley where the Chimpu Caves are located. Nested in the valley is a nunnery, while further up the hill, about 300 men and women are doing very serious Tibetan Buddhist practices, with some of them doing 3-year, 3-month, 3-day retreats. On our final day in Samye, we'll drive out to a cave where the man who brought Buddhism to Tibet, Padmasambhava, meditated, and visit the temple that marks the spot where his main female consort, Yesi Songal, was born. The next day, we will begin our drive across the roof of the world. It's a 3-day trip, and every day we will sleep at a higher elevation, which is what I like so much about this trip. Acclimatization is fairly gradual. On that day, day 6, after about 7 hours of travel, we will gain about 300 meters by the time we reach the second biggest city in Tibet, Shigatse, at 3,840 meters. The next day, we will sleep in Saga at 4,640 meters, which is as high as we will go for the entire trip, with the exception of 2 nights at the north face of Mt Kailash, Dirapuk, which is just over 5,000 meters. Saga was traditionally the last sizable outpost before Mt Kailash. But these days, if you forget anything, you can buy it in Darchen, where our walk around the mountain will begin. Leaving Saga, we'll cross several high passes, and then in the afternoon, we will cross the 5,211-meter Mayumla Pass and get our first glimpse of Mt Kailash. You will see, it's a big deal to see that near-perfect pyramid rising up above the distant mountains. From there, we will drive to the shore of Lake Manasarovar, which many Tibetans consider as sacred as Mt Kailash. On day 10, we will visit a monastery and then walk part way around Lake Manasarovar. One thing that impressed me the last time I did this was the number of Tibetans who were doing full prostrations around the entire lake. After lunch, we will drive for about an hour to Darchen. The next morning, we will begin our walk. For the walk, you can expect crisp, clear weather with excellent visibility. The first day of the kora will take us through some of the most magnificent scenery of the walk and will end in what is certainly the most spectacular view of the mountain, the north face, where we will spend 2 nights. The third day of the walk will begin with the walk up to the Doma Pass, where traditionally pilgrims rest, share food, and offer prayer flags to the mountain. From there, we will walk down the pass to a group of restaurants and then walk for another 2 hours or so to a guest house. The fourth and final day of the kora is an easy walk back to the village of Darchen, where we will begin the 2-day drive back to Kathmandu. On the evening of the 16th day, we will arrive in a suburb of Kathmandu, Bodhanath, which is essentially a Tibetan enclave. Once you're there and you begin to reflect on the trip, you will understand more of why, to the Tibetan people, walking around Mt Kailash is considered to be one of the most profound and meaningful experiences they can have in their entire life. Okay, I hope to see you there. Thank you.